Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 146 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have again picked up the trail of their foes, the Committee for the New Age. We rejoin our heroes in the aftermath of the assault on the Odana farmstead as they ponder what to do next and tend to Tanya's bloody and unconscious form. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and as the words say on screen, we are delighted to welcome you to our story, to our little tale, to our little amble down the road of fantasy and imagination. The story that we're going to be telling tonight is Twilight of the Old Order, and the vehicles, the elements, the entities which are going to help us tell those stories, our story I should say, are those six faces up on screen. Those are the six players in play this evening, and in a minute or so we're going to transition over to, by the magic of editing, over to a pre-recording where each one of the players of those characters introduces the faces up on screen. Once we do that, we'll come back and we'll ask the players of those characters just to provide a little bit more insight or information real time about their characters. Typically earlier in the week, as I've done this week, I send out a question, or a series of questions I should say, which just kind of helps flesh out the characters which are up on screen. Before we do so, our habitual, regular, and sincere genuine thank you to the people that follow this channel, listen to us on podcast, and just provide encouragement, thoughts about either the rules or the characters, or people that are asking questions about the lore or whatever. People that are interested and invested in the stories that we tell. This is something we do for fun. This is something we do in our pastimes, and the fact that other people are getting pleasure from and are enjoying listening to us tell our stories, we think is fantastic. So a sincere and a genuine thank you for your support. Alright, no more further ado. We are going to go to the pre-recordings of the characters introduced by the players, and we kick it off with Graham. Graham, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin Kaidegard, who is a human swordsman, a dab hand at the sword, has spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Taenya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside, a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascallion, or Askell for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Askell combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and mentad by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
Hello, my name's Giles, and I play Yotto, a grey elf in the 2nd century of his life. Yotto is a warrior mage by profession, meaning he combines the warrior skills learned from his mother, a great samurai in the East, with Western magic. Although life has sometimes been challenging for him, he still believes both in the world and people, and therefore travels light, very light, as he makes his way in the world and on his adventures.
There we go. So hopefully those pre-recordings of the players talking a bit about the faces up on screen is helpful, provides a bit of context and a bit more information about the characters that you'll see in play tonight. As mentioned before we went to the clip, we'll now hear from the players of the characters live to provide a little bit more background, a bit more information about the characters. And tonight we're kicking off with Giles. Giles, take it away, please.
Hello, thank you very much. So I'm helping Yotto to shape his path. And the question he wants to answer tonight is, how does Yotto think he will die? Always a challenging question. One that Yotto probably doesn't think about too much, other than being a follower of Dio, albeit pretty loosely, probably, hopefully, of old age, in a forest somewhere nice. Although, as his face clearly shows, maybe he comes across his mortal foe, Torvash Papillus, and dying in a battle where Torvash also went down would certainly be an end that I think Yotto would find his peace with. And so, on that note, I might also tonight playing Askell,
yes.
Although not sure what question here to answer, so I'm going to jump over him.
Yep.
I think, if anything, he seems cutlass loving and maybe, I don't know, wants to die in a battle with pirates in the sea. But anyway, might hop over Askell quickly and hand that over to Graham.
Thank you, and my quick thanks before Graham takes it away. Thanks to both you and Pete for playing other characters this evening, Giles. Graham, floor's yours.
Right. Severin, describe your homeland or village. I can do that. He was born in a little place called Bifford, which sounds sort of cosy and tranquil, and indeed it is. It's an area called the Catsdale within the kingdom of Tamar, right up north. And it's a very cute little village, just in sort of rolling hills, agricultural area, sort of temperate kind of place, cold winters, not too hot summers, quite a lot of rain. But it was a small place, everybody knows everybody, kind of a whole network of villages across that area. His father was a very prominent figure in the town, being the local smithy, so he knew everyone knows everyone's business. Truth is, Severin sort of found it quite stifling, and certainly used to dine out on his mother's stories and her adventures, and really couldn't wait to leave. Not that it was a bad place to be. No one was starving. No one was particularly poor or desperate, but it was not an exciting place, and Severin wanted excitement.
Has he found it?
I'd say he's out of enough now. We can go on. Turning to Taenya, how does your character think they will die? Soon, I think. and probably in much the way that she just died. I think she's been pretty pessimistic of late, generally, about her chances of making through this, and the events of the last half an hour or whatever it is have not changed that in any way. So, yeah, I mean, you know, she's on her last legs really, and she kind of knows it. So, but she's kind of, I don't know, clinging on to the end. Doesn't really see an alternative at the moment. But she's been through a lot. She's a bit messed up, and I think she's just kind of holding on really, and just going through the motions, and clinging to the mission above all else, in the lack of anything else really. So yeah, a bit desperate and a bit hardened.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Pete.
Thank you. Yeah, poor Taenya. So for Nicholas, I'd like to answer the question, describe your homeland or village, and I'm just going to switch to my background document. So Nicholas is from a city called Seymour, about 20,000 people, so not a large city, and it's in the Thracian colony of Van M.E.R.P or Nam-Narbeth, which is, I believe, where the group sort of started, and
Well, yeah, close to.
close to anyway. Yeah. So his city is a bit of a backwater, not particularly renowned for anything. What does it say here? That the Thracian soldiers who are garrisoned there find it safe, if rather dull, to be posted there. So you know, perfectly good place to be from, I suppose. It does have a small, if decent university, and a couple of small colleges of magic. So that's where Nicholas would have been doing his study and getting his ideas, and where his father would have worked. Yeah, so it's in on the island of as I say, the island of Nam-Narbeth or Van M.E.R., which is a colony of Thrace. So culturally part of that large kingdom of Thrace, but being from the colonies, it's a bit of a, not really properly Thracian, I suppose. Nicholas particularly was feeling this, that, he's not even properly Thracian as he's part Blueskin or Mara people, but he and his family, particularly his father and his father's sort of side of the family, particularly wanting to become more and more Thracian, did want to become more and more Thracian. So, a bit of a mixed life for him.
But his Blueskin roots have actually proved hugely useful in the last few sessions. Yeah.
Indeed.
Funny how things play out.
Strange coincidence.
Yeah, all about coincidences in this game. Nothing is pre-planned. My thanks to you, Pete. The same with Giles. Both Stara and Anthony can't join us this evening. You're very kindly picking up Jada, as is Giles picking up Askell. Very good. So, gentle viewer and gentle listener, those are the team. Those are the characters, well introduced firstly with the recording that you've now watched and heard, and then also with some additional comments from the players just now. And I've commented on this a couple of times. I did get a question a while back. We do spend a lot of time doing this in our game, and which is focusing on the characters. And the question I got was why. Our thinking is this is a fantasy story, a story that takes place in our imaginations, and now online. That we focus around particular characters and personalities, and to delve into those personalities is interesting because, to my mind at least, it makes the story richer. That's why we spend a bit of time. All right, as per usual, Pete, can you provide a bit of a summary of what happened last time, please? I'll bring up a somewhat darkened map. I've moved some of the players around, but you should at least be able to see in a second the map itself, if you want to talk to it, if that's helpful.
Cool, thank you. And you can hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect. You're crystal clear tonight.
Cool. We started last session, all sort of near the foot of that ladder we can see on screen, wanting to negotiate our way over the top of it whilst being rushed by some of the people living in this farm. The ladder proved particularly difficult. Sort of a number of manoeuvres to get over it, and we just couldn't quite. Anyone seemed to be able to pull it off all in one turn. Oh no, Jada did it, but Nicholas was already over there. But understandably, running up a bit of a ladder and then making a bit of a jump and a safe landing was what we were aiming for. So yeah, took us a little while. During that time, Nicholas moved his bird creature thing in front of the people who were charging us, so that to hopefully slow them, and that seemed to work. And he started to have a bit of a yelled conversation in the local language. They had a bit of a dialects difficulties, but that seemed to work out, and was able to establish that those guys were not particularly out for our blood. And as it turns out, it seems that they'd been being held captive, I believe, by the Turang soldiers. He'd heard them shouting about that earlier, and they had killed a Turang soldier, so it all figures, I suppose. So we managed to get over the wall, and retreat up the hill to sort of regroup ourselves. Nicholas had also shouted out during that last bit of that conversation, would they be able to please put the body of our companion Taenya outside the gate? And so after regrouping, we went down to investigate, trying to head the soldiers who we'd seen jump over the wall, to stop them from re-entering or going back past the farm and into the valley, because we didn't want them to be informing the rest of their group, who are further inside the valley, of our presence. So hopefully we're going to be able to stop that. We found one of them dead, the one that was wounded. No sign of the other one, so we're going to be on the watch for him. In the process of doing that, we came across our guides, a really good perception roll by Yotto, and reconnect with them and talk to them about what happened. They hadn't seen the soldier heading back for the valley either, so that's a good sign, hopefully. We asked the guides to come and discuss, to talk with the people from the farm on our behalf, or with us, and we did establish that actually we had killed none of their people, and that they perhaps had been being held captive. So the blueskins we had killed were the Hurang people's guides, in fact. So that's good. So they weren't entirely against us. They did put Tanya's body outside the gates, so we're able to retrieve her, and we have taken her and the rest of the group down a little way down into the valley to perhaps camp for the night and perhaps rest and repair.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else from either of the other two players before a little bit of commentary from me?
Nope.
Cool. Perfectly described. Thanks, Pete. Just maybe a little quick visual, just to refresh your memories, although it was only a day or so ago since we played. The valley that you're looking at now, it's now, by the way, well and truly, it was early dusk when you first started this fight. It's now very much late. It's now at night, and it is definitely dark in this place. I'm just going to, there we go. Yeah, it's now well and truly night, and that's where you guys have camped. But in daylight hours, just on for dusk, you were able to see further down the valley, and obviously this is full daylight, but this is what you could see. So further on down, if we go back to here, you're on a bit of a rise. The farm, etc., is over here. Small lake is over here, and there's quite a slope that you're starting on, and then it dips down quite rapidly down into this canyon-like valley that looks like this, with these sandstone walls that you can see on the map here. These walls here and here, continuing on down down the floor of this valley, and a bit further down. So that's the kind of the vibe. So not quite probably as tropical as that. Maybe a few less palm trees. Not quite as dry. A little bit. There's probably a little bit greener than that, but that's kind of the vibe. Any questions, comments, observations before we kick into the game?
Would it be possible to walk along the tops of the walls rather than walk down the valley?
If you could find a way up, and judging from what you could see, perhaps, maybe. I mean, what you can see there is, yeah. Look, maybe you don't know. The images there would give you a fair indication of what it looks like. They are very tall, so you'd need to certainly have something that would allow you to get that high for a start. But possibly, yeah.
Probably is worth it, but it's nice to know.
Sure. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. So, with your huddled around your campfire, and I think you did make a fire. You didn't make a fire?
I don't think so.
Okay. No fire. Fire is out. You huddle around under a collection of palm trees, and I'll bring up the... You really necessarily need to see, but bring up the light a little bit. And you throw yourselves down on the ground, and that's where we're going to begin the game. So, if you're all sitting comfortably, you got something tasty to eat or drink beside you, let's start the game. What do you do?
We've got some healing to do, have we?
Yep.
Yeah,
And we need
absolutely.
to post watch across this little pathway. So Yotto would volunteer to be first watch. He's half elf, can see well in the dark. And obviously we're scanning for this individual, arrow on the bow. If I see him, I'm going to try and shoot him.
Sure.
And we'll rotate. So he'll sleep for as long as he needs to regain his power points. So we'll do it probably in the groups of 6, I think, is what we need to do.
Well, we've got the guides as well, but yeah.
Yep.
So in terms of healing, so Tanya's body was recovered. She is still alive. So for those new to our game and new to this channel, Rolemaster is a distinctly lethal game. Any one critical can kill a character. So therefore, every character has 3 life levels. The blow that felled Taenya some number of sessions ago and caused her to bleed out, ultimately, was her 3rd and last life. So Taenya is able to be revived now, but if she dies again, she dead. So she has suffered an injury to her stomach, which was the critical, which caused her to bleed. The blood flow has slowed down quite dramatically. She's bleeding at perhaps 1 hit around at this stage. So a very, very, very minor amount, but she is incredibly pale. She has lost a massive amount of blood. The injury to her stomach doesn't, I mean, in one world, yes, it's very severe because it actually caused her to collapse. Because of this life level, she has a relatively minor injury that can probably with some attention, could probably be healed. Shall I go through each character and you can talk me through it, or do you want to just? I mean, maybe we do go through each character. Severin, any actions from yourself?
No, just keep helping on watch and eager to get going. But keep it on watch, helping with any healing that he can do. Otherwise, no.
Cool. Nicholas.
Nicholas will happy to keep watch. Is really keen to get some sleep so he can regain his power points, and he will be casting presence from time to time.
Sure. Yep. Yotto, you've already mentioned you've got an arrow. Does he have a bow?
Oh, no, he doesn't. That's a very good question. My apologies. I'm getting characters mixed up.
That's your other character.
Good, thank you, Chris. He'd be perceiving hard on watch, and when he's relieved, he'll want to sleep to recover his power points.
Yep, sure. Cool. Anything for Askell that I should be aware about?
So I think Askell would be happy to take his turn on watch.
Yep.
Would want to sleep to recover his power points, and that's it.
Okay, cool. So over to Jada Pete, who you're currently playing for this evening.
So she'll do diagnostic rolls if she needs to, but it sounds like it's sort of obvious injuries. She'd like to cast what's the spell? Clotting?
Yep.
I believe. So I think it's called clotting. Yep, clotting, which is a second level spell to stop the minor bleeding still, and then would cast regeneration, which is a fourth level spell, which heals 1 hit per round. And she would hold that on. That's a very good spell. She'd heal Taenya for as long as she needed to. She'd want to heal anyone else who requires healing first. I think that might be Askell. So she'll heal Askell actually first. I think he needs hits.
Okay. Okay.
He needs
Tanya's going to take longer.
hits, so I think so long as he gets 10 hours sleep, he's okay. Is that right, Chris?
Say again.
How much healing does Askell need?
Askell is quite unwell. He got a certain amount healed last time. He's on 20.
He had 2 rounds of healing.
Yeah, so 28 hits out of his usual 74. So he's not feeling great.
He'll take as much healing as he can.
Yeah.
Before everyone sleeps.
So Pete, firstly the flow stop. Please give me a roll.
Am I in the right channel? Yes. The 100. So with preparations and touching everything, 29.
It only fails on a 1 or a 2.
Cool.
Spell's fine. Tanya's blood flow stops, and now Jada.
So no, she'll cast the. Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. But would want to cast it on Askell first because he's got less hits to heal, so less time. So regeneration on Askell, 4th level spell. 66.
Give me a 6. Give me a roll. You just did. The roll is successful.
So hold that as long as she needs to.
So quick calculation. That's a hit around. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So something like 10-15 minutes, and he is better. Askell, you are feeling remarkably better. Where's my wee thingy? Where's my wee? There we go. No, that was definitely the wrong one.
He's definitely going to lord it up, feeling better and having killed a number of the enemy. And
Yes.
he'll be loving it.
Here we go. No, that's still not quite what I need. Maybe it's just this one. Bada boom! You're feeling good, Askell. You survived. You're on full hits. You are still at -10 because of where the arrow scraped you. But other than that, you're in good shape. You're on full hits, and you're wanting to do the same for Taenya as well. Is that right, Pete?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
She rolled a 19 on the spell.
Just
She's down.
No, yeah. This will be soon after you guys have collapsed. So the 19 on the spell. That healing spell is also successful.
And about 6 hits per minute. I just calculated it's about 350 hits per hour healed.
Right. So for Taenya, she is massively down on hits. She normally has 96, and she's nearly down to the bottom end of that amount. So absolutely, it'll take at least 3/4 of an hour, maybe 2/3 of an hour, to heal her back up. There is an injury on her stomach. It's relatively minor. Taenya, I'm going to say with that you got a -5, which will heal up over the next few days, unless someone wants to do anything about it.
If somebody wants to do something about that, could you do diagnostics as a muscular injury?
Yeah, she would have to do a diagnostics roll.
Cool. Can we do that, please?
Yeah.
She rolled 46.
46. That was a successful. Oh no, it's mass. Hang on. Let's see. What's her skill with diagnostics, please, Pete?
90.
Goodness, she's good. Yeah, you take your time, but you think you've figured out what the issue is with the patient, and so Taenya has taken a stab to her stomach. Perhaps in another world, in another life, it might have been a more serious injury, but this time around, yeah, it's some muscle damage. Basically, as she moves, that -5 is the cause of her. She's in discomfort, but looking at the injury, that would be mitigated by some kind of muscle healing. And
so,
just as you're thinking about that, you're alerted to some sounds. So if you guys are here, you positioned yourselves, I should say, some 230 foot away from the camp. From the walls of the village. Sorry, Pete, I fell into the trap that you did from the farm. It's not a village. Someone could shoot you with a bow from there, but they would have to be, for a start, you're down a slope, and they'd have to be a pretty good shot. That's quite some distance off. But in this case, something does come from the farm, but it's not narrow. Rather, it's something you hear. It's very distant. Oh, it's very faint at first.
Enya!
It's a woman's voice, very clearly. You can hear that, and you can hear the sounds of her voice tinged with sound like absolutely crushing sorrow, sadness, as her voice bounces down the canyon that you're at the mouth of. She continues.
I think we'll keep absolutely quiet and still. How about that, gang? I hope she wafts and sings somewhere else.
And with at the end of that, there is just this terrible, terrible, terrible scream from up inside the farm, and the sound of sobbing. And sobbing to the fact that you hear it like uncontrollable anguish and grief, and you're some 200 foot away and you still hear it.
Do we have any mechanism to communicate with the people from the farm, magically or otherwise? I mean, we could hear them with those earplugs. I don't think we do. I'm just thinking.
I mean, Nicholas can communicate, but I think we probably just want to leave alone at this point, don't we?
Yeah. So the morning, the person was ripped up by the wyvern, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas did offer his condolences, albeit briefly.
It'd be a lot. Somehow telling them we feel for their pain, and it just let them know we're on their side. And then if we can do it, we should, and if we can't,
I reckon
we don't want to go
let it lie, right? They weren't keen to, catch up over lunch, were they? I mean, I think
we weren't friends with them.
We're just common enemies.
Okay. No actions. Yeah, I mean, all of you hear that. Your guides who are sitting around you, just to refresh your memory, because it's been a little while. They've been a little bit in absentia. Just to remind, here we go. Brannon, the leader, Donald, and Fergus are all very pleased that you're sitting under trees. I mean, they all look up and look back at the walls of the village that they're at, and then just kind of hang their heads again. No other actions from the party. Jado, did you want to continue with your ministrations?
Yeah, yes, thank you. I suppose, Jado, well, no, I don't think Jado or Nicholas would suggest that, but both Jado and Nicholas will be respectfully silent whilst the singing is happening, I suppose.
Okay.
Nicholas will want to check the guides that they're not doing anything particular. Just interested to know. Or does he know of any customs for mourning from his people, particularly?
Yeah, he knows that grief and the passing of a loved one and a warrior in particular is a really serious time and a really serious moment in this culture. Your culture? I don't know. You decide, Nicholas. Is this your culture, or are you the refined, conquering Thracians? I don't know. Your call. But certainly in this culture, the death of a warrior is significant. They are the protector of the family. They are the literal breadwinner. They're the person that puts meat on the table and the defender of the family from evil and harm. And it is the death of the warrior is taken very, very, very seriously. It can involve some pretty dramatic wakes, often alcohol and sometimes narcotic fueled. So certain funguses and herbs which are taken, and people will sometimes dance themselves into a frenzy. Some of these wakes can get quite violent. Basically a celebration of the person's life, so how they lived is often lived out in the wake, and sometimes in some place. Don't forget, Nicholas is Mara, but these are a branch of Mara, so whether or not the same traditions hold true, so where Nicholas is from, sometimes the wakes can get quite unruly.
Oh, okay. But he'll actually just perhaps share that in case. You just quietly share that as a warning in case we hear odd stuff coming from the farm, or in case something eventuates. He'll just quietly mention that.
Mm.
Yeah. So for Jada, she will double check that no one else is requiring any form of healing,
Mm-hmm.
because this will take up the rest of her power points. And if no one speaks up, then she will cast Muscle Repair True,
Mm-hmm.
which is as Muscle Repair 1, except recovery time is instantaneous. Muscle Repair 1 allows caster to repair 1 damaged muscle, 1 minute operation, recovery time 1 day per muscle repaired. So it'll repair 1 damaged muscle instantaneously.
There you go.
So that's no one else speaks up for wanting healing, she will repair, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And be touching Taenya and rolled a 6.
6. Just as well, it wasn't a 1 or a 2. The spell goes off. And right about now, it actually would have been with the recovery of the hit points, but actually, for argument's sake, let's say it was with the spell. Tanya's eyes flutter open. She's absolutely, literally blood-soaked. She has bled a lot out of the various injuries that she's taken, but her eyes are now awake, or her eyes are now open. Taenya, any actions or comments from yourself?
I'm pretty dumbfounded, but finds words to look Jada deep in the eyes and thank her once again for keeping her going.
How many times has Jada done that?
3. And more. Yeah, obviously keen to find out what the hell happened. But anyway, we won't go over that now.
Okay. All right. Any other actions other than watching that I should be aware of? Does anybody do anything, say anything, want to do anything? Anything I should be aware of? Nope. Okay.
They're definitely filling. If Tanya's ready, Nicholas would be happy or whatever to fill her in on the details of what transpired.
Okay.
We just don't need to. We already know.
Okay.
One thing.
Yep.
I think she's going to apply some Boyer's oil to her bow, which gives her +5, which negates -5, 24 hours.
Okay, sure. Sure thing.
Can I check that -5 should be gone, right?
What was the definition of the spell, please?
It instantly repairs 1 muscle.
Sure. Yep.
Oh, good. All right, I'll have another +5 then. Hooray!
Okay. Done. How long does the Boyer's oil last?
24 hours.
24 hours. Cool. Okay. Done. Until tomorrow evening, you have that effect. Very good. Okay. So you settle down to watch. You don't have a fire, as indicated, as I thought you did. Could I please ask, and the 3 guides absolutely take their turns on watch, of course. Can I please ask for a perception, and do all 6 characters, including the injured Taenya, take her turn on watch, or how do you do this?
Well, elves only need 4 hours sleep, right?
Correct.
So if she's up to it, she'll be up for watching because she's got good vision and hearing.
Okay.
And the perception.
All right.
And if Yotto can do the first shift, do sleep for 4 hours and get up and do another shift, he will. He's more than happy to pull his share. And he just wants to recover his power points, obviously, if that's enough to recover his power points.
Is Yotto a full elf or a half elf?
Half elf.
Half elf, no. A full elf might be able to do that, but a half elf, no.
Good.
So yeah, I guess 10 years, she's feeling fiddle and she didn't. I had a nice sleep anyway. She's gonna she'll take second watch and
cool. All right.
4 hours sleep or whatever. Yeah,
lovely. Cool. So can I please ask a roll from each of the characters, all 6, and can you add and tell me what your perception roll is, and we will start with, just because I can see first person on screen is Pete. So for both Jadar and Nicholas, give me a roll, please.
Hey.
For Nicholas,
Yep.
41.
Cool. And what's his perception?
Perception of 39.
Okay. Just a sec. And Jadar?
Jadar rolled a 1.
It could be amazing, don't forget.
Okay. Just assuming that 1s aren't automatically a fail.
Oh, it can be if you like.
Nope.
No.
Well, does that mean, would that mean hundreds are automatically a success?
Your brother.
No. We'll have that. That's fine. That's a failure. Because I just rolled 100, so we'll have the other.
See what I was doing there? See what I was doing? Jada's perception is 57.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Next on my list is both Yotto first and then Askell.
Okay. And much to my shame, I'm wrong. Just so you know, Yotto is a full elf, so the 4-hour sleep will be enough for him.
Okay.
He rolls a 48.
48. You're getting your characters mixed up again. Yep. What's his
Apologize.
What's his perception?
48.
48. Cool.
Okay, and Askell.
Oh, his. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Askell?
94.
Yep.
His perception is. Is 31.
Cool. Lovely. And then lastly, Graham, Severin, and Taenya, please.
757 plus 72.
Yep.
Taenya 100
Nice.
plus 7.
Plus what, sorry?
7.
Plus 7. Cool. Oops. Cool. Useful. All right.
Chris, can I don't want to kind of ungame what we've done, but certainly Yotto would be very keen for the elves to be keeping watch, who have better vision at night. I don't quite know how this works from a gaming perspective, but
Yep. So
we can maximum view over the valley.
Sure.
It's
So elves, of course, in pitch black have no better vision than any other race, but in lower light, and of course there is some starlight tonight. Is there moonlight out of interest? I can tell you if there's moonlight. I can tell you if there is moonlight because I've got a little thing that does that. Sessions, calendar and events. We are on that. It was a full moon. Not last night, but the night before. So there would be a lot of moonlight. So the elves would be able to see comparatively well. So yes, you mix up those with elven vision. So let's just randomly do this. Nicholas, for you nothing untowards. You sleep well. Your hit points and power points are restored. You didn't take any hits, but you are on full power points. Jada, again, she hasn't taken. I don't think she's taken a hit in a long time. I have to see about that. Her power points are restored. But Jada, both with yourself and let's nominate Yotto as next. Yes, a bit later into the evening. Sure enough, in relation to perhaps Nicholas's warning, there is increasingly yells and sounds and shouts, sounds of things breaking, screams, actually, from up here, not necessarily good screams, coming from back up into the village, and the sounds of the sounds of drums and people playing badly playing various musical instruments. Quite loud, and lots of yelling and screaming, shouting, etc. Not quite enough and further enough away, and not loud enough to actually wake sleepers, so people do get a good night, but there's definitely something going on within inside the stockade walls. The same for Askell, and the same for Severin, and finally Taenya. By the time that Taenya takes her watch earlier in the morning, the sounds and the noise and the disturbance has petered out. In terms of regaining some hit points, Severin was a bit down on 134, plus another 8. Severin, you're on 142 hits with some rest, so nearly back to full health. And that's about, yes, that's it. So the next morning dawns. There was no sign of anyone else, any other sounds or sights from down the valley. And yes, indeed, a different... oops, that's a bit bright, isn't it? Let's take that down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the first light of dawn spreads across this area, and you get to see this side of the little walled area that you've been camped outside. And you wake the next morning. What do you do, please?
So our guides know nothing of what lies beyond.
Absolutely not.
Right.
So they're in...
And
sorry?
in terms of them moving through the landscape, I mean, are they stealthy people? More stealthy than us, or...?
Reasonably so, yeah. You think? Hard to know, of course, but...
right. Well, I guess we truck on down the valley. Well, how do you want to play this, guys? Do you want to scout? Should we send? Is it whistling time to scouting ahead, or what? What do you think?
We need to move tempo, don't we? We need to catch Torvash Papillus and try and kill him if he's here. So we
think this is
parlaying with Not Village. We need to get going, don't we?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this is how we get going. And don't stumble into something.
I'm not sure of the time. So from what we know, this valley is closed.
Yes, that's right. One way in, one way out. We assume.
So, I agree that we should make all the best time we can, but I don't know what the haste was to get here. I believe. Yeah. Anyway, yes, let's make good time. I don't think the whistling should go out in front because it's only 100 foot. It's not.
Yeah, true.
I think someone being a good sneaking person is best. I think we should make sure we stay under the cover of trees because we've still got that wyvern thing around. And I think we'd also check with the guides about any natural dangers that they know of. Animals, insects, anything else that we should be aware of in this region. I think we've probably already quizzed them, but just recap, basically.
Wyverns.
Wyverns, yeah. Also, and that also reminds me, Nicholas would also want to double check with them for them to, because actually I wasn't in the episode. I don't think I was. Yeah, just to double check who they saw in part of Torvash Papillis' party.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't quick to us, I don't think, that some of those blueskins, the blueskins that were killed in the farm were actually their guides on their side. So it'd be good to recap who is in his party that they can remember.
Great. So give me some action that the GM can feed off, a question or a statement or something.
So those things there, Nicholas would start by, well, I suppose we'd collaborate and decide how we want to approach this, and we'd probably, perhaps whilst we're having some sort of a breakfast, Nicholas would ask about other hazards, and then so he would ask them about that, and then he would ask them about redescribing who was with Torvash Papillis. Those two questions to the guy.
Well, says Brannon, your lead guide, looking with intense suspicion down this valley, canyon, call it what you will. We can tell you what we know. We've already told you this before, but we could certainly recap. We know that this is the Vale of Whispers. Old man O'Dana, the patriarch of the family behind us in the village. Sorry, I did it again, Pete. You've got me started. In the farm. Best to ask. The Lodaka clan, of which the O'Dana clan are part of, have lived in this area for many generations. They have strong links to the wider, particularly warlike Kinsel clan too, by the way. So, as you know, the farm, you can see it. We're looking at it now. It's in a strange location. It's in a narrow saddle at the end of the long valley. We understand it's some distance down. None of us have ever been down there, and none of us ever want to go down there. We don't know the details. The O'Danas would be the best to talk to about it. In terms of creatures, again, people behind us know best. I don't think they go down any further than their farm, is our understanding. They're considered the only ones crazy enough to actually live close to it. So we really don't know what's in there, but there are tales of flying things, such as we saw yesterday, and he shivers at that. And he uses a word that most of you don't understand. Nicholas, you do. It translates to ogres. So legends have it, but we don't know. It's only what the O'Dana family has told. There are steep walls, steep hills either side of the valley. The other end of this valley is closer to the accursed, and he spits on the ground when he says this, is the other end of this valley is definitely closer to the accursed nation of Turong. But because of one entry in, where we are now, that we know of, this is the only way in. What's in there, what's down there, no idea. So, in terms of what we saw, so as mentioned to you back in Rascaret, we saw a group of 46, and we counted them, absolutely, 46 men, and mules. We didn't count the number of mules, but there were quite a few, certainly more than we saw back in the farm. Most of those we saw were, and again he spits, most were Turang soldiers. But there were some guides. There were some Mara guides. We couldn't quite see, but maybe the number that we saw in the farm, and some others as well. Some of the others mostly wore black, and they were coming. We saw them well before they arrived at the Odana farm, and we tracked them from some couple of days before they got here, in fact, and we followed them all the way from partway through the no man's land between the lands of Rascaret and the Thracians and the lands of Turong. We tracked them to here. They made their way up, and we saw them camp, and we rushed back, as you know, as soon as we could to see you. In terms of their gear and their equipment, well, as mentioned, there were Turong soldiers, some were armed with spears and bows and various others. But we obviously didn't get close enough to see them. We certainly didn't speak with them, of course. That's what we know. Good luck in the valley.
Oh, they're not coming with us.
We have said explicitly from day
Well,
one.
I'm asking you. I'm not some of my characters saying it. I just couldn't remember.
No, absolutely. The very first thing that the character, that the guide said to you way back in Rascaret was they would take you as far as Odana Farm, and then you're on your own.
Okay. Tanya's getting dressed in her black stuff today. She's got a black outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to pull her hood up, so hopefully she'll look a bit like them from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Suggest that should she go on ahead? Should she go invisible? La-di-da. If so, someone will need to make her invisible. What do you think?
I think it'll be. I think her going invisible is not a bad thing. Yeah. And Jada can do that. Just one last question of our guides. And Nicholas will be checking with them and Taenya. Who's got the best tracking skill, and could they do a tracking of this across the mouth of the valley to see if that last soldier had passed this way? Either before we made it, it's a bit of a wide valley, but if it's possible, yeah. Does Taenya have a tracking skill?
52. I'll have a go.
So she could say to the guys, I've got 52 in tracking. What have you got?
They're happy to have a look as well, if you'd like them to.
Thank you.
I'll roll now, shall I?
Yeah.
62.
62.
Oh, 52.
Could be amazing.
That'll be.
Cool.
There is a skill called tracking. I'm just seeing if Askell got it.
Reading tracks.
Reading.
Yep. Pretty sure he doesn't have it.
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
So they spread out, and between Taenya and them, they go over this ground, a little bit nervously looking back at the walls of the palisade here. There's been absolutely no sight or sound of anybody, by the way. By about 2 a.m. in the morning, it's been quiet. It's been silent inside. Taenya, you definitely find, I mean, frankly, all of you can see it, but Taenya, you spot it first. Yes, there has been a comparatively large number of people that have gone down into this valley in the last 2, 3, 4 days, something like that. The number of people is a lot, certainly more than 30, you would say, certainly more than 25, maybe more than 30. You see that there's also a good number of mules or ponies or pack animals that have also gone down into the valley. There, by your read, there have probably been some scouts either side. Maybe it was another set of footprints. Hard to tell. You, Taenya, can't make out whether or not there are any fresh footprints from last night. You don't see anything. The three guides, Brannon and his companions, do the same, scouting around again, looking quite hesitant back towards the palisade walls. Yeah, they come to the same conclusion, exactly the same conclusion. Quite a number of people, definitely more than 30, have gone down into this canyon, valley, whatever you want to call it, recently with pack animals. Some of these outlying footprints probably weren't from last night. Probably people scouting ahead, maybe, who knows, as opposed to the main column of people. Then they were definitely working in a line, this main column of people. But whether it was last night, you're pretty sure it wasn't, but you can't be sure.
Okay, should we get going?
Hang on, Nicholas had one further request of the guides. He wouldn't ask if we had already discussed this and he remembered, but I don't remember. What was their arrangement now? Were they going back to Rascaret or were they waiting for us?
They'll wait for you here.
Cool. Whilst waiting, he would inquire if it's possible for them to go back to the gate, and he would describe where we found the body of the first soldier. And if they could see if they could pick up the tracks of the second soldier, and just while they're waiting, if they've got nothing better to do, and keeping well undercover, if they wouldn't mind seeing if they could establish where he went, and if they could, and if he's still around, kill him. One soldier. Why not go and kill this one Turang soldier if possible whilst you're waiting? He'd just like to see what they could make of that, and if they say no, that's of course fine. But other than that, Nicholas is ready to go.
They talk amongst themselves and nod. Yes, they're happy to do that. They say to you that they will. Their intention. Brandon says their intention from here is to walk back to the gate of the farm after some time has elapsed and perhaps hangovers inside have subsided, and alert the inhabitants, explain that they're here, and just simply say what their intention is, which is they're waiting for you, and they'll wait for 3 days, and if you're not back in 3 days, they're going to leave. But they're going to make the inhabitants of the farm aware, just in case there's no misunderstandings, and someone gets their throat slit at night, of what their intention is. And yes, they will have a look around, Brandon says, and see if they can find where that other soldier went to. Yes.
And so, not mean to prolong our departure, but just a quick discussion with Severin and the rest of the party. If they're going to talk to people in the village, did we want to see if we could piggyback on that for them to talk to old man Odana and get information, or shall we just go?
What's our time pressure here?
Jim's getting a drink.
Well, yeah, I'm not clear exactly why we need to. If we,
The only reason to go back and to ask is if we know where Torvash is, right? So they're not going to come, by the sounds of things, to attack us.
No, it's more whether they know anything about the valley itself.
Yeah. It's a feared valley. If the more information, the better.
We've got little to lose, right? So going back to ask seems to make sense. Chris almost seems to want us to.
That's what I was thinking.
Chris doesn't want you to do anything. You guys do what you want to do.
I reckon. Well, I mean,
you're gone to get a drink. You're not supposed to be able to hear us.
You're not here. You don't exist.
Well, probably Nicholas is the best place, right? Being of kin.
Oh no! Ask the guides to do the talking.
Well, yeah, but
I-
oh,
No,
okay.
no. Someone has lots of charm. Who has lots of charm in our group? It's Severin, isn't it? Isn't he best
Yeah.
placed?
He's
Severin with
just
the earbuds.
we
With his
can.
earbuds and his charm.
All right. I'm just not sure they're going to
I don't understand whether
True.
being part of the race or charm is better. But
quite as well a blonde bloke can serve armor, but maybe.
No, I agree. If it makes more sense for our guides to do the talking for us because they've got that common connection. But so I agree. Perhaps not Severin, unless that's the way we want to play it.
Now, I reckon
Unless-
Nick goes with them, and at least you can witness and then prompt on questions, right?
For sure. And they might give us no answers. They might be sick of people, foreign soldiers or foreign armsmen talking about this valley. They might be absolutely sick of it. So they might just give us a short, sharp shrift, which is fine. But if it's not going to take too long how long does the hangover take to go?
they might really want to. We clearly are anti-Tegos. They might want to give us as much information as they can so we can go and smash these dudes who have come and wrecked their lives. I think they might be quite positive towards us. They should be, right?
If
The
it went
enemy is
well-
our enemy, we're going to go kill them so they don't have to.
So long as we make our apologies for entering their farm without their permission. Be very
So I
clear.
totally agree. We did this wrong. We were trying to help you. We should have been clearer.
Yeah.
Your enemies are our enemies. They've killed one of your clan. That makes them your enemies. That makes them our enemies. Anything you can tell us so we can go and get them helps. We'll go get them. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes well, we'll take a guide, but, no pressure, Nicholas.
We can but ask. So yes, that's the plan, Chris.
Can you get Sophocles twice for being awesome? Because that's what we're requiring of you.
No, but I wouldn't count on Nicholas for
You
charming,
guys are
so,
always awesome.
Oh.
Oh, for awesome. Our international non-New Zealand viewers won't get that reference. I don't get that reference, and I'm from New Zealand. So, what do you do, please?
Nicholas would point out that if would sort of gently ask that how long before they want to talk to the people in the farm. Mid-morning.
Oh no, no. We'll give them some time to grieve. You know this. And they say, looking at you.
If Nicholas would know, he wouldn't ask a question.
Maybe he wouldn't, because these are the old ways, and Nicholas and his family don't really hold with the old ways, frankly.
Oh, he's got racial history of 53.
Okay. Yeah, look, all right, I take that back. Yes, he probably would. No, look, you'd give people some space. A couple of days is common, but you'd certainly wait until hours into the day before you approach them.
Should we just press on then?
We press on. Yep. Worst decision, but
We'll do the invisible thing then. Taenya will go on ahead, checking things out, continues to perceive and track as she goes.
Sure.
Looking, not making too much stalking where she thinks she needs to be if she's making too much noise moving. If it's called the Veil of Whispers, she's interested in the acoustics as to whether sound is carrying, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But making her way cautiously forward, some way ahead of the party.
Cool.
What do you think in terms of distance? 100? More? Well, it depends how far we can see, I suppose. How far can we see? Like that?
Yeah, that's... for the first bend, yes.
All right.
so I reckon we wanted to keep under the cover of the trees, so not down the middle.
Yeah.
Sorry, you probably just said that. Sorry.
No, it's true. So we'll go down the, like he said, and then and then she'll go around the corner. So probably a couple of 100 feet ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly she goes. Guys under the trees. Her invisible. Bingo. What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
That's the spirit. Right. Let's go and jump ahead to the ruins. Let's skip this bit.
Cool. So I've got what Tanya's doing. Any other preparations from other characters I need to know? Anything you're doing, carrying, saying, whatever?
Severin's got his bow out.
Okay.
Tanya's got a bow out.
Cool.
We've all got bows out.
Okay.
Nicholas will have his sword and shield. And Jada rolled a 30 with prep for the invisibility.
Okay.
So it wasn't a 1 or 2.
Yep, sure. Very good. That is a success. Tanya, you duly sneak off. And the others follow along behind. You're heading in under the trees. And, you depart. Your guides, just before you go, put their hands on their chest. They incline their heads. They do a small M.E.R.P prayer. It's not a particularly comforting one, Nicholas. It's one of the ones that the M.E.R.P people give to those whose souls are about to depart, and look you in the eyes and say, "Good luck." And if the gods smile on you and the ancestors take you into their trust, we hope to see you in a few days' time. We will wait 3 days, just slightly down the track from the entrance to the farm. After that, we will return to Rascaret, and your friends in Rascaret will mourn your loss.
Well, Severin will thank them heartily, tap them on the back, and sing a little Timer folk song to lift the mood a bit.
Excellent.
Nice little whistly, jaunty little number in the contrast to into their kind of downbeat yodeling.
Excellent. Okay. So, just 1 second. GM's just going to make a little bit of a thing here. Okay. Just quickly, party order, please, for others that I need to know about.
Well, if noise is an option, Severin doesn't mind going at the front. I mean, behind Taenya.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll write it down and put it in chat if you want.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So Taenya, then Severin.
Estel and Yotto are happy to go up front too. They know how to fight. Throw out spells.
Perhaps, do we want one fighter at the back?
Well, actually, that's a good idea. Yep. So, and
Yotto at the back?
that was Yotto's character. Yep. Deal with it.
Yep. So Eskel, so Severin, Eskel, Nicholas,
Whoops.
Jada, and then Yotto.
Cool. Very good. Very good indeed. Oh, I thought I'd done a bit of a better job there. Never mind. Okay. Cool. Thank you for that. You set off. It's still very, very early in the morning. It's only first light. You set off under the trees. The day is pleasant. The birds are tweeting that you can hear, as you can hear. And as you head off down the valley, the sounds of the gentle wash of that very little lake fades out of your hearing and eventually stops, and it is then just the wind and the breeze. And you continue down, being as cautious obviously as you can, with Taenya out front. And you continue on for quite some way. It would probably be good maybe hour and a half's journey down this canyon, and then it turns a corner at the end and you're faced with this. And at this stage, Taenya, can you join me in chat room 1, please?
If I'm not back in 2 minutes, come looking for me.
Alrighty. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. There's our sound effects. And the screen is just coming. The screen's just coming. The screen is just coming. Too many little things. There we go. See the screen now?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Taenya, you're moving ahead, and you're interested to see as you come around this corner of the valley. There's definitely less trees, not no trees, but definitely less. And as you're creeping around, trying to keep to the cover of trees, you notice something down in more of the center of the valley. So you can you can see my cursor. That's good. So if you're coming around here, you notice something down in the center, and approaching it more closely, you see it's something horrible's happened here. Definitely something horrible. There are the body of 2 people and 2 humans and 2 ponies or mules have been ripped and torn open. The two humans on the grounds look like here we go. Look like one looks like this. Another looks like this, and there's a lot of kind of churned up muds and definitely a lot of blood around them. And as I say, two. It's kind of a little bit hard to see 2 or possibly 3 pack animals that have been slain close by them.
But no creature that I can see tracking or anything, or
No, give me a perception roll, please.
I'll do a perception and a tracking, shall I?
Yeah, sure.
The perception is 28 plus 77. Tracking is 88 plus 15.
Let's do the first one first. So the roll for the perception was
28 plus 77.
Cool. Yep. And then the tracking was
88
yep plus
44.
Cool.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's an old one. Plus, so it's my old character, 52. So that's an old. Got 2 cheats here. I looked at the wrong one.
That's right. Nothing. Doesn't see any immediate sign, at least where she is, of anything, of certainly any creature, and no sign of immediate tracks around where she is.
So, given what she didn't see with the wyvern, but heard described,
yep.
Might she suppose that it could have been?
They've been these people have been ripped up. There's something shiny, by the way, down there. She definitely collects a glimpse of something shiny amongst the bodies.
All right, she'll have a look, closer look.
Okay. Like, does she go up to the bodies?
No, just so she can see from a distance what the shiny is.
It looks like one of them, this guy here, Spearman, by the looks of it, has had a pouch torn open, and there's some money scattered around, and some parchment or leather or something on the ground close to him.
Okay, well, she'll stalk and look at the parchment.
Okay. Give me a stalk roll, please.
51. Stalk is 131.
Cool. Okay, so she thinks she's pretty quiet, and of course she's invisible. She gets up there and has a look around. Now that she is closer, she definitely sees some... it doesn't need a tracking roll or perception roll for this, but now that she's closer, and it was just simply a distance thing because she was partway up the valley, she can see some large footprints, maybe 3-4 times the size of a human, and they are reasonably humanoid in their shape, intermingled with a lot of human footprints, and there's a lot of blood and gore. Other people have been injured, or other beings at least have been injured, or something in this area. There are 2 dead as described, including, and she now counts it's actually 2 ponies, 2 pack mules. There's nothing on them. But yeah, this guy here up on screen, the glint was actually from some coins, 5 bronze, and a couple of very shiny gold coins, and a piece of folded leather that's fallen out of like a shoulder pouch that this guy had over his side.
Well, she'll take the 2 gold and I'll just add them now, and just look at the... Interested in the parchment leather, if that was the same thing or different thing.
It's parchment, yeah. It's leather. It's a piece of folded leather, as you can see.
Yeah, interested in that.
Yeah, okay. So she opens it up and she sees this.
That's lovely. What does the text in Hebronic say?
Does she read them?
Hang on, I'm just working on it. Hang on a minute. No, but she will take it and show it to someone who does.
Okay. All right. So she heads back?
She'll head back and to the side of the valley that the party are coming down, and I think she'll head back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Announce herself to Severin before they bump into each other.
Yep.
And says, "Hello, it's Taenya here. I'm going to put something in your hand. This piece of parchment. There, it should describe what's coming up."
Yep.
And she'll say, "Can you read what's on this bit of parchment, please?"
Sure.
Severin can't, but maybe someone else can.
Cool. So let's go back. We'll go to rather than a lot of swapping around, we'll go to that, and we'll jump back into the main channel.
Taenya walked up. I can take it. Taenya walked up, came across some bodies in the valley. Went down to check it out. A couple of gold coins. She's taken them. Don't you worry about that. And found there 2 dead people. Big footprints leading away. There was a mighty old scuffle, so probably an ogre attacked them. There was a big fight. No sign of the ogre. Lots of blood. 2 dead ponies. 2 dead people. Soldiers. Found this slip of leather. There's something written on it in Hebronic. Can anyone read Hebronic?
Yeah, Nicholas can to 5.
Oh, there you go. So, shows bit of leather to Nicholas. And
Nicholas, coming into your chat now, this is what is written in...
Hey.
Oh, you can't see
He
it?
would share it immediately. He would share it immediately.
Hang on, I'm just about to switch on the camera. Just coming.
Eskel can read Hebronic to 7, so he'd read it too and share.
Cool.
Excuse me just 1 second.
Cool. Just coming. Here we go. So this is what you see. This is the... so out of thin air, this... this piece of folded up leather comes across. Yeah, hang on. pin that to main game. And I gotta pop it out. Hang on a sec. Just a second. Main game. Pop out. There we go. And pin. There we go. And coming into firstly Nicholas's and Askell's chat is the following. And it's written in Thebronic. Coming into Nicholas's first.
This better not be heavy dragons.
So I can't access Askell's chat.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
So
is fine.
so it's fine.
Where am I looking?
No, just coming. Okay, so coming.
So I have to say, Chris, I love the picture you told me you spent a day and a half drawing. It's up on screen. It's fantastic. Yeah.
So first one into Nicholas, and then in a second, where the hell is Yotto? There's the Yotto's. So that's firstly Nicholas's, and then coming into Yotto in place of Askell.
Nicholas would share this with everyone else. Is it okay if I post it in main chat?
We could just say it.
I'm going to post it. In childish text, scratched into the leather. Love you, Dad. Take care and come back safe.
That's right.
Oh, Quran soldiers are people too.
No, they're not, says Taenya. Right, off she goes. Back, assume normal position then. She'll explain the whereabouts and then continue on her way much as they did before.
All right.
Go back.
Any reaction from anybody else in the party? Askell reading the text, or anybody else? Nope. Okay.
So I think Yotto might be like, we need to take care. Kids know. So his backstory is not a good one when it comes to his parents. He's been killed. So, but he'd follow.
Okay. So a little bit further on, you all come across the scene described by Taenya. This man is very, very, very dead, and as is this man, who is also very, very, very dead. They've been torn in half. One of them's had their head, this guy's had his head caved in. The other one has been kind of ripped, kind of torn as you tear a piece of paper in two. There's a lot of blood around. Some of it's definitely these guys, obviously, but there's also a lot of other blood that you don't know. And there is, I think I said either 2 or 3 confirmed dead pack animals around these people. Any actions or anything else I should know of?
Didn't Taenya say that there was big footsteps or footprints?
and very large, yes, and indeed. Maybe 3 or 4 times the size of a normal human's footprints are scattered around this area.
Cool.
Any actions from any of the party I should be aware of?
We want to get out of Dodge, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Any sign of camping?
Camping?
I'm just wondering. I'm sorry, trying to establish if this perhaps was an attack that happened during the day or during the night. So was this?
There's no sign of a camp.
No sign of a camp. Okay, so we can assume more like day. Well, who knows? Okay.
Yep.
Can we do a knowledge check about ogres?
Sure. Yeah. Does anybody have something like creature lore or anything like that, or just a general knowledge?
Nicholas will do general knowledge if that's all right.
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll.
I hope it's masked.
It is masked.
Good. You rolled 25.
25. Oh, can you roll again, please?
Plus 67.
And what's his bonus?
58.
Oops. Oh, cracky. Just lost a book. Yeah, cool. So, you know, you recall the following, Nicholas, and you are dredging it out of the dim, dark recesses. An unkempt, slovenly race whose coarse, grizzled features betray their rapturous greed. Ogres resemble giants, and distance blurs details and disperses their rank odour. Garments constructed of hastily cured animal skins add to their stench, but contribute little to their modesty. The fetor of their littered dens keeps most thieves at bay, effectively guarding the enchanted things and extensive wealth garnered within. While relaxing and quarrelling at home, a clan of ogres displays the rollicking exuberance of a band of clowns. When they leave their cave to raid the countryside, this levity yields to intent eagerness for a fight. Wood or stone clubs accompany them on these forays, but are frequently abandoned in the heat of battle for the more satisfying sensation of knuckle against tender flesh and bone.
Do we have any sense of how dangerous they are, how many hit points, or how hard they hit? I love the description, I have to say, Chris. But
Basically, any large thing is probably best avoided because they do lots of damage.
At least 8 to 10 foot tall, at least, if not a lot bigger.
okay.
What did we come across on the island? That wasn't an ogre then, was it? Troll.
In the dungeon. I don't know. Did we establish that there was definitely a troll? Someone identify the thing on the island? GM? Did we?
You didn't, that I'm aware of.
No, okay, cool. We're assuming it's a troll. And sorry, I was listening, but did I miss if they are daytimey ones or nighttimey ones?
Nicholas doesn't recall, or it doesn't say.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Any other actions, guys?
I think avoidance is the best strategy. We want to keep going. We want to find Torvash. We don't want to fight a troll.
Okay. Okay.
Sure. Seconded.
Cool. You push on. Absolute same drill as before. And again, you head further down the Vale of Whispers, and you come to very similar, again lacking in trees. And around this point, Taenya, another conversation, please.
All right.
You know your brother. Is there anything we're missing here? Oh, your brother's still here.
He's still here. He is about to go.
Away, brother. Go away, brother. I wasn't speaking to brother. I was speaking to other brother.
The recording goes with you, doesn't it?
It does, except I can't seem to move into... What am I doing wrong? There we go. Can't move in.
He did that on purpose, Pete. He knew we were going to talk.
Yes, I did.
Do you want Giles and I to move into chat room 1?
No. Can you ask
Graham?
For some reason, I'm just having a little bit of. There we go. Got it. I'll join you in a sec, guys. You guys can talk about me as much as you wish. Hello, sorry about that. Slight technical difficulties. Hello?
Hello.
Did you catch that? Slight technical difficulties.
Okay. No, sorry, I didn't.
Yep. Yeah, just a bit of an issue. So you continue on down this valley. You've turned a corner. It's kind of mid to late morning now. You've been taking it very cautiously, very quietly. And can I ask for a couple of perception rolls, please?
Yeah.
'89.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Cool.
Plus 77.
Thank you. And 12. Okay, cool. All right. So you continue your way down here, and this time more under the trees, more over here, if you can see the cursor.
Yeah.
Something much more dramatic has happened. And you find a bloodbath, to be absolutely frank. A battle is probably a better word. There are 10 people that have been slain in this area. You also come across well, I'll show you the images. They're a mixture of soldiers. The one is in full plate. The others are dressed as follows. Quite a few spearmen as well. And there's also this guy dressed in black. Lying off to one side, and 3 more torn up and ripped ponies. Off to one side is the remains of this thing. It's got about three or 4 spears sticking out of it. And there's a lot of blood around. And the entire area back to what we were looking at before, here. Here or here? Here. There's a couple of the trees have been smashed down, and you're understandably quite fixated on this bloodbath of 10 people, 10 dead humans, plus this creature. What does capture your interest even more so with your second perception roll is another of these things. But this one ain't dead yet. It certainly doesn't look. Whoops, wrong image. There we go. If the battle, and it can only be described as a battle, has taken place here, where you can see the cursor, and these 10 dead are scattered around here. There is another of these winged creatures up on, and you can see almost here this rock shelf. There's a big cliff above it down here, and there is another of these winged things up on that rock shelf, and it's kind of staggering to and fro. It's making these strange croaking noises that you can hear, and you are convinced, Taenya, that you can see either 1, maybe 2 spears sticking out of it. It certainly doesn't look well, but it's definitely still alive.
Okay. The body of the guy. She'll take another perception roll around the clearing just to make sure she's alone.
Yep. Give me a roll, please.
75 plus 77.
Yep.
And she's interested in the guy in black.
Yep.
She's also interested in remaining silent.
Yep.
Has he got any weapons on him? Or belongings?
You get up and get that close to him?
Yeah, I'm just making sure. I mean, obviously she'll creep. Obviously making sure everyone's dead.
Oh yeah, they're dead. They're covered in flies. Yep.
Just making sure there's no one else around there. And she'll creep up and just take a look and see if there's any belongings around him.
Yes, he has a sword at his sides. He's wearing a pack as well.
Okay. She'll take another look around just to make sure she's not being observed.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll take the sword.
Yep.
And look around. Make sure there's nobody looking.
This animal, creature, thing, whatever you want to call it, is still flopping around up here. It is absolutely appears to have no interest in her whatsoever. If it even has registered, she's there, which you doubt.
It's quite a distance, though, right? About 100, 200 feet?
Oh, more than that, yeah. Well and truly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she'd like to take the pack off the guy.
Sure. Yep, she does.
And then she's going to creep back
Okay.
to the party and just, tell them the situation, obviously, that we've got to avoid detection by the second wyvern.
Okay. Cool.
I'll go back in.
Please, join the chat.
It was get in Chris's head, don't tell him. So what are we missing? What are we missing? That's the question I'm constantly asking. He might tell us, we can certainly try, but and everyone knows I'm a trier. That's
a really good question.
You are quite trying, Giles.
I can tell you not to miss.
You're not Merrin, bro.
So you can tell us what not to miss.
Yeah, another scuffle. This time, much bigger. Big fight. 10 dead people, soldiers. 1 TTP, the rest more soldiers, and 1 dead wyvern.
Oh,
and
what?
On a wait for it. And on a rock shelf, right up the side of the valley, 1 partially alive wyvern with 2 spears sticking out of it, pacing in a kind of pained way. Ooh. Up and down this rock shelf. So obviously in a bad state, probably not one to piss off. Best avoided, I'd say. On the left of the valley.
Is there cover the whole way down?
This is what you can see. So, Taenya. Oh, sorry, Taenya. Tell me what you've seen, and I can highlight it on the map.
Yeah. So down there. Well, where what he says. Now, from my creeping.
Yep.
Could we stay out of sight of said wyvern, not the dead one, the live one?
Well, you're standing kind of up here, probably not too far off where you can see the cursor, and you're pointing down. You're saying down here is this clearly battle with 10 dead people, a bloodbath, and some dead pack ponies and other things, and a dead one of these these things, and you describe it. You of course didn't see the other one, but you see this thing, and it's monstrous, huge thing with a lot of spears sticking out of it. And up on this rock shelf up here is this other beast, and it's making these strange kind of lolling, mewing noises. It doesn't sound very happy, and it has. You look up to it, Taenya. One of the first things that alerted you. And up here on this rock shelf is this thing kind of pacing to and fro, and it kind of flops down occasionally and bellows with pain, and it doesn't look happy, is another of these creatures. So the battle area is about there. The other creatures up about there.
So in her approximation, could the party make it past this area by using cover of the trees and not be seen by a half-dead wyvern?
Depends on how good their stalking roll is, I guess.
Let's assume that.
That's what we should do, right? Because we've got to push on. This is the way we get to Torvash.
I'm not suggesting we don't. What's the distance, though, between wyvern and
down here?
Creek? Well, not a bit further out to the creek. I mean, we've got all that tree cover, haven't we? So we may as well
over here
maximize cover.
That's quite some distance. That is definitely some distance. That's easily 1,000, 2,000, 1,500 feet.
I mean, that'd be a fuck of a stalk failure, wouldn't it? I mean, to be heard 1,000 feet away, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know how good this thing's hearing is, but okay. Well, should we give it a crack?
Yes.
But ready to attack wyvern if it should stumble over.
Right.
Yes.
As you walk through.
Hang on. I just want to mention the fact that I've picked up a guy's sword. What do you think, Severin, of this sword? Do you like it?
It's quite a nice looking broadsword.
Shall we do some scanning for it? Check it out. The attunement thing.
Let's do that before we venture nearer the wyvern. Yeah. Oh, hang on. How long does that take again?
Yep, sure. Good question. Great question. To attune.
Sorry, so I've probably got it in one of those. It's on one of those sheets, isn't it? The magic sheet.
It is on the magic sheet.
Or at least to figure out, even if you don't know, can't actually use it.
So if you spend less than an hour tuning, it's -20. If you spend 1 to 4 hours tuning, it's +0. If you spend more than 4 hours of tuning, it's +5.
Is there a difference between attuning to find out what it does and attuning to use?
Yes. If it's magical in some way, you'll need to attune to it to figure out what it is.
To find out what it is.
Correct.
In full. Right.
Correct.
All right. Do it later then.
Yeah.
Severin will add it to his broadsword collection.
Okay.
And I've also got this pack. Look, everyone. I've got this pack.
Lovely. Has it got water and food in it?
I don't know. I'll open it and find out what's in it and see if there's another bit of leather in there. Secret plans of the T cost. So that's what I thought. Intel.
It's do you know what? It does
have secret plans.
No.
It's got the plans for a nuclear power station. That is an important
no, it doesn't have it doesn't have plans for a secret power station or the plans necessary for TPP, but it does have food and water in it, and it also has several other things. These things, which I'm bringing into view now. Just coming. Screen's going to go black for a second. So in term, it does have 3 days food, so mark it down. Food might be important. It has one of these.
Cool. We'll have another one of them.
Yep. It also has 4 of these wrapped up in another piece of leather, and also 2 of these leaves.
Don't touch these.
And it has, and these, by the way, are wrapped up inside this little pouch. And also one of these.
Who's got herb identification?
seen those before.
My character doesn't, but his handler knows that's star anise and that's lemongrass. Whether that's what that is in the game, that's what it actually is.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Yeah,
let's
Jada's
see.
got herb use and lore at 87, so I think she's pretty good.
Go for it.
So
Don't touch.
no, no touching. So, how many rolls was that? Sorry, I miscounted. No, three rolls for the herbs.
It was this one, and this one.
Yeah, 3. Cool. I'll just do exclamation mark. 3D100. Is that all right? Oh no, do it one by one. So, which one's on screen? The purple one first.
Mm-hmm.
D100. 57.
Sure thing. 57. It is must, of course. 57. What's her skill?
87.
Cool. Yeah. So this here is a relatively common herb. It is called Draff.
Grass.
Draff. It's a leaf. You eat it. Costs 7 silver, and it heals 1 to 10 hit points for 2 consecutive rounds.
Fantastic. Thank you. I missed again, of course. How many doses?
What did I say? I think I said 2 of those.
2 doses of draft.
Mm-hmm.
D-R-A-A-M. Cool. Thank you. I guess Jada's going to take these. Yeah?
Did you mark down the food and water by any chance?
I will do that in a moment. Yep.
Oh, thanks.
And
the grenade.
And the what grenade?
Yeah, that's the. I'll add that if you like, because it's already on the sheet. I'll just say we've got another one.
3 days food and water. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that on too. I'll split that between strong people. And do you want me to put? Oh, you've got the sheet open, so you're going to put Severin's new grenade on his sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do the next herb, which was the star anise. You know, although it's not star anise. 80 rolled 88.
Mast. Okay, what's her bonus?
Oh god, 87. Just have it one moment and it's gone the next. Indeed, 87.
That normally would have been a failure, but this is so incredibly common. In fact, a number of you pick up on exactly what this is. This is arguably the most common herb. All of you have probably taken this over your lives. It's extremely common. This is thurl. It's a clove. You brew it. It costs a very modest 2 SP, and it heals 1 to 4 hits. The brew, once it's healed into a tea, a thurl tea, once you drink the tea, keeps for up to 1 to 2 weeks. It's extremely common. You find it all over this world.
Doses?
Doses, whatever I said earlier on, you'll have to wait until the recording. I think I said 4.
And the green leaf, I know I've seen that before, but in the other game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Roll of 49.
49, sure thing. And what do we say? 89 for her?
7. 87.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. That's also a success. I'm just finding the description. Hold the phone. Yep, here we go. Aspersola. It's a stalk You brew it again into a tea. It's worth 30 gold pieces. It's quite. It's this one here. This one here. It's spelt ARPSUSAR. However you want to pronounce that. It mends muscle damage.
Cool. I will add that to. And doses, I'll go back and listen to the recording.
Definitely one dose for that. Definitely one dose for that.
Thank you. I'll go and add those to the Jada's herbs. Thank you.
Sure.
Nicholas. Nicholas, given if we come into combat, who knows it could happen. At the moment, Severin's carrying those grenades, but actually he's least probably likely to use them, given he's got a bow and he's got a sword. Would Nicholas be interested in lobbing them?
Happy to. Yep.
So Severin will show him the lobby grenades, and he'll describe how he's seen them in use, or how he's described how they were described, and they're because the other team described they were used and estimated the area of attack with us. And I can't remember what they said.
Okay, good.
What did they say?
I'd have to dig it up themselves, but you throw them. There's a purple powder that's spread out from these things, and people fall unconscious.
Yeah.
Cool. How many has he got?
4.
Cute. Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Or do we want to spread them between Nicholas and Jada?
Maybe.
I'll do that. Because they don't hurt people, do they?
No, we've got 5.
5.
Currently they're under your in your equipment, but they could go anywhere.
Yep. Cool.
By the way,
if we could have a description of the area effect, that would be great, because it would be good to just to put that with the notes, if that's possible.
Given it previously, I'll see if I can track it down again.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
By the way, we have those poisons if we want to apply them to any blades or anything. We got Clyton, which is a paste, and it causes a 1 to 10 day coma. You can put it on a weapon, and you have to use it within 1 week once it's prepared. Don't know how long it takes to prepare it. I haven't noted that down. Bet that could go on a weapon. So you're aware.
With a poison application skill, of course, or poison use skill. Yep.
Of course, yeah. By the way, we also have all those. We also, because we might come across poisons. Just general note that we have already purchased those 6 antidotes: muscle, circulation, respiratory, nerve reduction, and conversion. In case we forget.
Yep.
Okay. All right. What happens now?
Dork rolls.
Well, we'll go across the other side of the valley, I think, as quietly as we can.
All right, cool. So I would like each character, there are 6 in total, I'd like each character to roll an open, this is unmasked, D percentile. I'm only interested in rolls that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a failure in Rolemaster, and then we roll again and see how severe the failure is. Give me a roll, please. And good luck. Don't roll the next roll if you do roll it.
Okay, so Yotto's okay.
Bloody hell.
Oh, dear.
And Severin's okay as well.
Oh, Nicholas got a 99, Jada got 100.
You want to save those rolls for battle, Pete.
That's why I'm bloody helling.
Save them.
Others? Yolo's okay. Jada's okay. Askell?
Askell's okay, he rolled 11.
Yep.
Yoda's okay, he rolled
Yep.
not
Fine.
great, 12 or something, but
Fine.
it was fine.
And Severin and Taenya?
Got 764, Taenya 12.
Okay. Ooh, some close rolls, but ultimately no failures. So, all 6 of you creep, Taenya in the lead, as before, creep down here, and you can see on screen, hopefully you can see my cursor, I think. Yes, you can. Yep. You can, lovely. You creep down this side, so the bloodbath is over here. You creep down this side, and this thing is pacing kind of, and making these quite piteous noises from up on this ledge. And you creep down through this stand of quite small trees down here. And at one moment, there's a bit of an alarm. Severin, you're actually not especially noisy in your breastplate and your plate's greaves, but you've got metal on you, and of course metal with weapons, etc., does occasionally make a noise, and unfortunately on this occasion it does, and there's a slight clink, and all of you kind of turn and freeze and look at Severin. It's like, shut up. But looking up to this ridge up here, or this, whatever you want to call it, ledge, I guess is probably a better description, this creature doesn't appear to hear. And happy to say, you skirt all the way around it, and you continue on down this, well and truly down this valley, and well and truly out of ear and eye shot, with no further alarm. And at this point, the GM is going to do this.
Do what?
I know. No.
And then go.
Be
careful.
doing that.
Careful.
No.
And then, do I have this one? I'm not sure if I do. No, I don't. Unfortunately, that's a shame. But then, finally, at the end,
Gimmicky, but I won't hear of it.
you creep your way down, and I'm going to describe the rest of your journey out in the open, because Taenya, this is repeated several times on your way down the valley. Twice more for significant combats. The first one with three dead people. Another one with 3 dead soldiers, by the way. Spearmen, a combination of spearmen and bowmen. Another one with 3. And then a massive dust-up further on down the valley at the end. Again with similar soldiers carrying similar gear. But also a dead one of these, whatever the hell that is.
Ooh.
It's big. It's very big. It smells god-awful. It would stand maybe 12, 14 foot. It's very, very dead. And like the winged creature you saw up the valley, it's got multiple spears and cuts and also blast wounds in it. Looks like some kind of impact wound or something on it. Can't make sure. All told, since you saw the wyvern, another 10 soldiers. In total, 22 bodies have littered this valley. A dead wyvern, a dead one of these, and a lot of blood. You would imagine that some of the blood scattered around is definitely the soldier's blood, but you've also seen blood of a discoloured nature, a blackish kind of, almost blackish ichor, which you assume is not this thing up on screen. You're guessing it might be the winged creature. There's been a lot of bloodshed in this valley.
And in terms of the dead, though, just to confirm, they're the conventionally dressed soldiers, not the TTP as we would understand them.
Correct. You've seen a mixture of people dressed like this, like this, like this, someone like this, You did see someone a full plate, and then several other people like this. You make your way down this valley, and you've gone through several iterations of this. Turned a variety of corners, and you've been walking for a good number of hours, many hours, in fact. You've been taking it slow, so you'll be moving a lot slower than you normally would. And the going, but fortunately, the going is not particularly hard. You're not slogging your way over rock falls or anything like that. It's reasonably flat, as you can see from these images. And you finally turn a corner, and to your surprise, you're certainly surprised at what you see, but interest with the fact that this long cavern has come to an end. Several things. First and foremost, this vista in front of you spreads out. So you'd see there it's relatively narrow. Where you've come to, and I don't have an image for it, but where you've come to is a lot wider. Several miles, perhaps? Maybe not that far. A mile or so at least. Very, 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 very wide at the end. And again, ringed, completely ringed in these sandstone cliffs, at least this high, if not higher. And once or twice, looking behind you, you have seen, very far in the distance, by the way, winged things in the air. Well and truly behind you, a long way behind you, further up this canyon, but large winged things, well and truly after you've passed through. So the other thing that interests you when you turn the final corner is this canyon widening out, and it's in the shape of a very, very, very wide half circle, I guess, and again completely surrounded by these tall, towering sandstone cliffs. But there's something really odd about what you see. Something it just doesn't make sense. Something strange. Peering in front of you, maybe halfway down this distance that you can see, is a stand of trees. Perhaps not so weird. You've been looking at palm trees your entire trip down this canyon. But these trees are different. They are not of... They remind you, Severin, of the trees of the north. They are oaks, and they are beeches, and they're elms, and they're quite different in their form and their shape, and they should not be there in this. And there's a stand of them, a very, very large stand of them. A forest is perhaps too grandiose a title. A wood might be a better description, but it's comparatively large, and it would stretch mile and a half, maybe 2 or 3 miles at the end of this valley, and it occupies the entire end of this valley in this half circle, surrounded by these towering cliffs. But these trees shouldn't be there. These trees are different. They're strange. They're northern trees. They shouldn't be here. You should be seeing, as you saw, walking down the valley, you should be seeing palm trees, right? But yeah, instead, this. And they're thick, and they're dense, and they're moss covered and ivy covered, and it's dark, very, very dark. Even though it's quite a bright sunny day outside, it's quite dark inside. So that's the second thing you see. And then the third thing you see is some figures, like right at the edge of this wood, humanoid figures, and one of them at least is moving. There is some distance off. They'd be at least 1,000 foot, if not more, 2,000 feet away from you. Taenya, you spot them first. You can't quite, probably without a roll, pick out much distinguishing features of them, but they are close to, within 100 foot of this bank of strange alien-looking trees at the ends of this canyon in this half circle. What do you do?
So, sorry to confirm, this to all appearances, the canyon does not go further than this wood.
It absolutely does not.
No,
that you can see at least.
Can we perceive the hell out of those? Well, I suggest everyone takes cover so we can't be seen. And then Invisible Taenya has a crack at counting how many figures.
Okay. Give me a roll, please. A perception roll. And she goes about
97.
97. What a shame. It's masked.
Plus 77.
Cool. Okay. A bit of information. No. Why play it out? You see, Taenya, you creep quite a long way ahead, and you see very clearly, situated. If we go back to, let's go something like this view. If you imagine this, and you can see up on screen, this goes down, and then suddenly the whole thing just widens out, and there's this very alien-looking, strange wood at the end. As you're approaching almost dead straight towards it, with your companions left behind you, Taenya, you creep ahead, a long way ahead, and you see that there are two figures. They're two soldiers. Definitely one of them is lying down, the other is standing up. The one that's standing up is moving, but very, very slowly and unnaturally, you would say. And also around them, by them, tethered to perhaps trees or something else, 6, maybe 7 pack mules or animals. There are definitely 2 humanoid figures.
And could they be approached by the rest of the party with cover?
Give me a dice roll, please. Give me a dice roll. A high roll. This is pure dumb luck. A high roll would indicate there's quite a lot of cover, getting closer to these figures. A lower roll would indicate no, the cover, the palm trees that you can see on screen and the scrub, etc., thin out. Let's see what happens.
7.
7. No. So, unfortunately, it's kind of. I wonder if I can zoom in on this. I can. Look at that. That's cool. I didn't know I could do that. It's almost like the palm trees and the scrub. Close off into an ogre. Stop, and then there's a break of open ground, and maybe the occasional bush, and then a gap of 300-400 foot of grass and rock, etc., and then it's straight into this very, very odd wood, the terrain and the style that shouldn't be there.
All right. So just 2 of them. Okay. So she'll come back to the others, explain what she's seen. Say that it's quite difficult to get close to them. She wouldn't be comfortable trying to take them both out. given recent experiences. But obviously it would be good to do that. She could move past them, and if they tried to retreat, nail them or one or more of them as they came past. Any ideas how we might tackle these people?
What's the distance from our cover to them, please?
Sure.
So it's 300 foot or so from them to the wood.
Mm-hmm. Let's do... All right, cool. We can all see that. Lovely. Draw. So, canyon walls come down. Oops.
Oh.
Canyon walls come down kind of here like this. And maybe like this. And then things open out into this massive, massive, massive... You guys can't see it all admittedly. Space, and there is a wood that's... Oops, no, we don't want that. We want a line. There we go. A wood, no, we want that. A wood, there we go. So a wood pretty much encompassing all the rest of that. It's the wood there. There's cover, palm trees, etc. Kind of down here. Throughout coming. And just give me a sec. And the distance between where the palm trees kind of cease, and these two people, by the way, are they're very close to the wood. I'm not going to call it a forest, but the wood's edge. We'll call it that they're there. And the distance is 500 foot from basically cover of palm trees, etc. here. You can see, maybe if I tilt it, there we go. Palm trees, etc. here. And the wood's edge here. And where the people are, we'll put a little counter here so we all know where they are. Component, tablets. There's Bumfa. So these two guys and a number of pack animals are very, very close to the wood's edge, about there. And you guys are some 500 foot, well, there's cover back some 500 foot away.
Is there any other baddies we can see anywhere, Chris? Worthens, flying things, anyone, anywhere?
I don't know. Give me a perception roll.
Fair enough.
What do you reckon? Powder bomb from the air? Napalm?
Now, if you got napalm, that'd be great. The perception roll is 18, which for Yotto is terrible, because I think he's 48.
Could be its master course.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing then.
Yotto, you have you're standing 500 foot away, let's say, in cover.
Yep.
You can't see or hear anything.
Right. Would Eskel do the same? I really want him to, but my view of that character is he probably wouldn't.
There you go. Well played.
Who's got the best perception?
Tanya's got 77.
Right, Taenya definitely would.
Severin's got 72.
Well, you definitely want to be perceiving, presumably.
I'll see.
Better than better than Nicholas and Jada.
All right, I'll perceive.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
68 for Taenya, plus 77.
68 plus 77. Okay.
And 42 for Severin, plus 72.
Yeah, okay. So Taenya, you definitely don't gain any more information. Severin, you can just see 500 foot is a long way away. Too far away for a human being? Yeah, it probably is actually. You can make out just what Tanya's saying. There is definitely one person up, and you can just make out one person lying down. The one person that's up is definitely moving in a non-normal way. Would probably be the best description.
So, options. Obviously, Taenya could sneak up if required. We could. What could we do? We could someone could get close enough they could be slept. So that's a plan that's always gone well before. So I don't think why we shouldn't repeat that. I'll make sure someone's really close. Or
Oh dear.
Invisibility. Can we make someone invisible and go and just smite someone? Or make them invisible, go and look and see exactly how many. I mean, sounds to me like they're zombies, right? These are zombies.
she could lobeth one of those, purple pots.
But let's not tell them we're here. We don't want to attack them. Let's go see what the enemy looks like. Maybe there's 50 of them we can't see.
I reckon it would be good for Taenya to approach. How close did she get on her recce?
I would have said to the edge of the. Oh well, no, she's invisible, so maybe a little bit closer, but not much. She could go closer, invisible.
All right. Well, she'll do a circuitous route. Close to the edge of the canyon and off to the right, and then walk along under the tree line of the mysterious magical forest. Yeah, that kind of thing. So giving herself a bit of shadow as well. But when she gets to the forest, she wants to perceive the hell out of it. And also, listen to see if she can see anybody else or hear anybody in those trees that she couldn't see before.
All right.
Would a presence help? What's that? Let's have a little look. I can't remember the range. What's the range of presence?
Nicholas's presence is 10 foot per level. If it's the same one as him.
Well, that'll be handy. She is 7th level. 70 foot, that's quite good. Well, she'll wait till she gets a bit closer. But anyway.
All right. So I'm not going to ask. I've done this already twice today, so I'm not going to ask for.
She'll stalk, obviously.
Yep. As I say, I've not asked for. Sorry, I have asked you twice to leave. So I'm not going to do it this time because let's keep the story rolling. Can I please ask for a stalk roll? And you are. I'll ask for two. I'll ask for 2 stalk rolls. One to basically get across this bit to the wood, and then one from this bit to get a bit closer to the people.
All right.
So first stalk row, please.
17.
It's not great. Plus.
This is masked, though, presumably.
No, Stalker's not masked because you have an understanding. You have an understanding of how you're performing, right? So the idea of a master role is if you're doing something that you can see or experience, hit someone with a sword, talk to them, convince them. You understand how your role impacts. You could see how your role impacts on them.
Okay.
Stalking, you get a sense of someone whether you're moving badly or well, and that wasn't great. 17 plus a lot, I think.
Plus 131, so hopefully that'll help.
131. Yeah, it does help a bit. Let's see what their perception roll is.
A bit.
A bit. Yep. Hang on. Oh, there's the 90. Okay. Okay. So as she gets up to here, and I said that was 500 foot away to there. She does get up to here, and the one that's on their feet does kind of look in her direction a bit, but he doesn't. He turns back, and he doesn't seem to pay her much mind.
She'll pause for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the second roll, please.
66.
66 plus 131. 31. Cool. Cool. So she makes it. That first roll was to get to the wood. The second roll that you just rolled, I'll describe what happens as she gets closer. So the first thing, she gets to the wood, and yeah. So first things first. All the hackles on her neck go up when she gets to this wood. It just really gives her the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
It's not a nice place, and I'm not quite sure my sound effects I'm playing.
She is a wood elf. Quite like with woods.
Yeah, she doesn't like this wood. She really... It's quite a strong wind.
Can
yeah.
she perceive it?
Just... doesn't hear quite that, but she does definitely... Now, she is not a magical person herself, but there is something... weird about this place. Deeply weird about this place. Yeah.
She'd like to sort of perceive, make sure there's not 20 armed soldiers just within the grove or something similar.
Sure. Give me a roll, please.
69.
Plus what's it? Yeah, it's master, of course. Yep.
77.
As far as she's aware, she's alone. She moves forward with that second stalk roll, and she gets closer, much closer to the two figures, and has a good look at them. They're two men. One that looks like this, and one that looks like this. This man here is lying down. He's got a leg splintered. He's got a bandage around his head, and he is deathly pale. He's not moving. He's unconscious. He might even be dead, as far as Taenya is concerned. The second man, this man here, is on his feet, and he does have an axe in his hand, but his left hand is certainly not holding a shield. It's in a sling. He's covered in blood, and he is limping very, very badly. He looks like he's badly injured, and as mentioned, the guy on the ground is, from Tanya's estimation, might be dead. Certainly isn't moving, and doesn't look in great shape. Is also very, very, very pale. Around them, there's a collection of packs and various gear, food stuff. There's a couple of barrels, and 5, 6, 7 or so ponies around them.
Okay. Okay, the question is whether I just try and take him out, or wait. The others aren't going to be able to get close, though, are they? What do you reckon, guys? Should I have a crack?
They're not there.
No, I'm just asking their opinion.
I know, but they're not there.
Yeah. I wonder whether... what sort of advantage could I get with lining up a bow shot very close?
You'd get surprise. You could potentially get flank or rear as well. So in total, surprise, which is plus 20. Rear flank is plus 35, so you could end up with a plus 55 to your shot.
Can I ask? So that means no DB on his part as well.
Correct.
Okay, well, I think she'll go for a rear then. Fine enough.
Okay.
So she'd like to get into a position where she could do that.
Okay.
We'll wait till he turns around. I mean, she'll line up the shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's moving very sluggishly. He's kind of keeping on his feet, and he's walking in a bit of a circuit around with his hand axe around his companion that's on the ground. But he's pausing a lot. You can definitely take your time, and when he's got his back to you, you can take a shot.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Very good. Let me just get up. Ooh, do I have? Yes, I do. Just give me 1 second to set this up in my little thing. Cool. Got it. All right, Taenya. That stalk roll was sufficient for you to get yourself in a position where you're under 100 foot. If you wanted to move closer to get a bonus for being within 10 foot, you would definitely have to net roll another stalk roll. But at this stage, you're currently within 100 foot, and he's got his back to you, no DB.
No, I'll take the shot.
Okay, cool. Taenya, back to life on this guy. Make a roll.
So she's going to use plus 10 arrow. She's got the Boyer's oil, so that's plus 15.
And she's on 101 usually, I think.
That's it. Yeah, so plus 116.
Cool. Done. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Good
Roll.
luck. Yeah, please.
Oh, you bastard. 7. Come on.
Okay. 7. However, you do get surprise, which is plus 20. You also get plus 35 for the rear shot. And Pete, to your good point before, he has no effective DB. He doesn't have a shield. So even with perhaps not great roll, that is 178 in total. 178 minus 150 is 28 divided by his armor type. And she's using a longbow, correct?
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Divided by 4. It's 7 plus 20 in an E. So that is 20... Hang on. It's 28 over, and I always don't have the book I need on hand for this. Here we go. It's 28 over, which means that you... No, unfortunately, you need a 29 or better to do them more than an E. So you do them an E and 28 in an E puncture. Roll the critical, please.
$37.
37. You hit him in the thigh. Another 3 hits. And if he has leg armor, which he doesn't, he'd be in further trouble. That Taenya wasn't the most wonderful of shots, but it was enough. How do you do this?
Oh, falls over. That'll do.
So your arrow catches him straight through the throat. There's a slight gurgle, and this man with the axe topples over and lands on the ground. Doesn't move anymore. He is very, very dead. That is killed 5th level.
Pew. Cool. She'd like to pull the perception on, using her bow. Cast the perception.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Using her bow, she'd like to cast perception.
Using her bow.
Yeah, it's magic.
What does it do?
It does 2 things. It's called the bow of perception. Presence. Sorry.
Presence. Right.
Past presence.
Cool. Is she casting with or without preparation?
With prep.
Okay, give me a roll.
22.
22.
Oh, master of rolls, aren't I?
22. The only thing you needed to beat was a 1 or a 2 with some preparation. That spell goes off. What's the effect of the spell, please?
Presence. Oh, hang on. I'll have to find the book. And she'll sort of hide in... I assume she's now visible.
Yes, she is. She is.
So she will hide in shadows.
Give me a roll for hide.
79.
Now this is masked because she doesn't understand how well she's hiding or not. Okay, and what's her bonus?
Whatever it was. What did I say? 131.
Okay. Yep. Okay. And what's the effect of the spell?
Cast aware is the presence of all sentient thinking beings within a 10-foot level per level range. She is 7th level, so within that.
70 foot.
Yeah.
So Taenya is standing, for argument's sake, kind of hereish. She nipped into the edge of the woods to hide and shadow. She definitely so there is a presence still hereish,
Right.
But nothing else around you.
Okay. And one last perception into the forest
Sure, give me a roll.
in the direction looking inwards. 80 plus 77. Now I'm rolling well.
Can you roll again on that one, please?
$15.
She doesn't hear or see or smell anything.
Okay. So she'd just like to step out from the trees and just beckon the party.
Okay. So she steps out to about here.
So they'd be able to see her.
Yep.
And
she's
then
maybe call it. She's less than 100 foot, so she's say 95, 96 foot away from the two men, the one that she's just killed and the other one.
And then I think she'd like to stalk up onto the one that's not moving.
Mm-hmm.
And then kill him.
Sure. Cool. Back to the party, you see Taenya come out of cover and motion you. You're some 500 foot away, but you're obviously intensely focused on this area. Yotto, Nicholas, others, what do you do?
I think we move up. Yeah.
I'd say.
Yep. Perhaps
I agree.
move to the side so we're not moving. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Just slights there, and then Don't want to take too much longer though. But yeah.
Okay. And Taenya can give me quite an important stalk roll, please. This is unmasked.
35
Plus?
plus 131.
Cool. So you successfully move the edge of the woods up towards this person on the grounds. You bypass the person who you've just put an arrow through their throat, and yes indeed, this man here is looking extremely unwell. People have obviously tried to assist him with first aid. He's missing part of his jaw. Something has torn his jaw away. A horrific injury. His chest is rising and falling in a very shallow fashion. He's clearly not in great health. He's very pale. He's lost a lot of blood, and he's got other bandages, and definitely a splint on his leg. And you can see bits of bone sticking out of his leg. He's not moving anywhere fast.
Okay, well, yeah, she'd like to stab him, put him out of his misery quickly with a short sword.
Sure. He's unconscious. That was a successful stalk roll. Anything other than a failure is success. Give me a roll, please.
36.
36. You walk up, you tip his head back, and you slit his throat. There's a gart of blood, not a lot of blood. There's a gurgle, and this man falls back very, very dead.
And there's no points for that, is there?
No.
No. Okay, she'll go back to the wood's edge, hide in shadows, and scan intently into the forest.
Your companions join you shortly after. What do you do?
I think we keep quiet. Are there any items of interest, like obviously there's pack horses and what have you. What do we do with the pack horses? Do we just leave them there, or should we remove them?
I wonder if we poison their food.
Good idea.
if we were to get rid of the bodies, they've mysteriously disappeared, and we could perhaps poison their food and leave the food as undisturbed as possible.
We could do that. Although
Means we're
probably
wasting the whole day.
what, rather than follow them in, you mean?
No,
Anyway.
I mean, that's Nicholas' suggestion anyway.
Well, let's do
Anything to avoid a direct confrontation.
It is actually, guys, I've got to go. Sorry, but
Well, we can.
one to think on maybe, but or if you
Yeah.
guys want to play on, that's all good. But sorry, I've got to.
No,
No, let's
Hey.
leave it there. Let's go to a bit of that, and then shall we leave it there tonight? And I know that Giles, you were keen for an earlier night too.
Still with us, Giles? Oh, yep.
Yeah, no, I'm still with us. I've been listening to Tanya's little exploits. It seems like a sensible place to.
Did well.
Roll credit.
Yeah. Place to stop.
What are you guys going to do?
Sophocles to Taenya.
Oh, thanks.
No question. Yeah, you rock it. Die and then rule. That's,
Live another day.
Nice.
All right. We can plot before next session.
Yes, indeed. And just what is next session? Was that the question?
Yes, please. Actually.